We've qualified for the World Cup. Go and compete.
Jesus. Yeah. So we've been watching the World Cup. We said we'd boycott then.
Every fucking game, yeah. Every single one.
Yeah. And I've just booked holidays in Doha there in the summer as well.
It's just too tempting. Like 4 games a day. I'm not even watching them, but they're on. They're all on. All 4 games every day are on. And I'll just, take a peek every time I hear a goal going.
Yeah. I have to say I was a fucking whore for the 4 games a day. Oh, lad. 11 hours of football. As much as my willpower was to not tune in, Jesus, it got me. It got me from the start.
I mean, they're not going to be too upset if one guy in Ireland doesn't watch, In fact, if all of Ireland didn't watch, I don't think they'd give a shit. So,
yeah.
The Qatar's weird though. I mean, for many reasons, but there's only 11% of the Qatari population that are actually consider themselves Qatari. I guess that's the term. That's huge, isn't it? Imagine if Ireland was only 11% Irish. Yeah, Dubai is 12% for comparison.
Well, what's the rest of them like? What else is in Qatar?
Like immigrants, just basically there for work. I think there's a huge Indian population because there was a lot of Indian and Nepalese people, wasn't it? That were the people that died in the construction.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Look at you now. You've watched the 2 weeks of the World Cup, and you're you've been washed. You've been sports washed.
We allegedly walked on the moon.
I just don't think we have the financial power to take on Qatar in a legal battle. So I think we just got to tread carefully.
I mean, that would be the world's quickest cease and desist anyway, wouldn't it?
We could take them on in a game of football, though, I'd say. In fact, we did, didn't we? Ireland played Qatar a few months ago.
Yeah.
Didn't we hammer them 4-0?
Yeah, they're not up to much.
No, they're not. They're certainly not.
No, we saw that, I'm glad they got humiliated.
Yeah, that's the highlight so far, is every time Qatar humiliated themselves.
It was just a damn shame that they actually scored a goal. It would have just been kind of perfect otherwise. Just that poxy consolation goal took the fun out of it. Real party pooper.
They're dickheads.
Yeah. To put it mildly.
To summarize.
Yeah, because it nearly kicked off in very well. I guess it did in really controversial circumstances with that random offside. Remember that in the first game?
Yes. Yeah.
Who
were they playing again?
Ecuador,
yeah, and they scored in inside the first 10 minutes, and it was given offside for something that looked bizarre. I don't know. It's like no one saw it except for that new offside system, which, to be fair, looks like it's working. Before that came in, everyone was giving out about it, and I was like, it seems quicker and more accurate. So what's the downside? I don't really get it. I mean, if it took 4 minutes to get the accuracy, I'd be like, fair enough. But it's quicker and it's more accurate. So what's the fucking downside? Someone tell me. Okay,
there probably isn't one. Exactly, there probably isn't one. I think the problem, again, is FIFA, as always, and UEFA too, is that I know we kind of knew this was coming in, but did you really know until that first goal was explained an hour later that was the new system, that was the kind of new rules that it imposed? They seem to do this all the time, and it's what pisses people off, is that it's ultimately it gets good and it makes sense, but there's just, you get nothing out of them. You just get that speech that the president of FIFA gave, which was, oh my god, well
that was desperate. Yeah,
he's put himself down in history. But yeah,
that was brilliant.
But I think as well we get swayed by commentary, or I certainly do anyway, because you've got Ronnie Whelan being like, I don't see a problem with that. I don't see a problem. And I'm like, well, Ronnie Whelan should know more about football than me, and if he doesn't see an offside, then maybe there isn't one. But like you're only seeing clips, and then Ronnie Whelan tells you it's not offside, so you believe it, and then you see the lines, and it is offside. Now I don't know what to trust with Ronnie Whelan. He's gone down in my estimation. I don't even remember if he was commentating, but whatever.
He's had the winter off, poor fella.
Those lads, like those real washed old Irish players, are so hard to listen to. And oh my god,
they know
Kevin
nothing.
Doyle. Can we talk about Kevin Doyle and Damien Duff's shit-eating grins? Like these cunts. I love them as players, and I cannot stand listening to them talk. I can't stand it.
Damien Duff talks like he was only introduced to the game that afternoon, and like he just had a few hours to prepare. And Kevin Doyle dresses like he's going for a night out.
Yeah, Kevin Doyle also kind of like obviously has his notes next to him because he's talking to the sofa.
Yeah,
they both
looking
do.
down,
and they're both holding those multicolored biros. The clip ones, making notes in green circles and stuff. Very important here. Goal scores.
Yeah, they use red for the things they can't say or they can't spell.
I do find there's no balance between Micah Richards and Jamie Carragher and their banter and all that, like constantly laughing, constantly taking the piss, and it's just so cringe.
Yeah.
And then in RTE, they try to have banter and they try to make little quips, and it just lands flat. Like I'd love some punditry that were actually kind of funny or something, or else just don't do any banter. Just be absolutely back to the Bill and the John Giles and the Liam Brady. Back to that shit. That's what we need. Boring, angry old men.
Yeah.
And
it's slowly what we're becoming. But I think it's been pretty poor from RT in general. I have, people are giving out about that there's some like ex-Ireland women's players involved too. I don't think they're that bad. And in fairness, they played the game, so we can't say shit. But what really annoys me is Richie fucking Sadler. That guy.
He's your heavyweight,
isn't that like the state of things? If he's like their expert analysis now, Liam Brady, they wake him up, like they unfreeze him, for a couple of games a week,
defrost him.
He's just spinning in the microwave there for 4 minutes.
But he's comatose, like he's absolutely comatose. They came to him after the England-US game, and it's as if he'd just come off the back of like a 16-hour slumber, like fucking this bear hibernating through winter.
There was an article about should we expect more from Liam Brady as a pundit, and like the subtitle was, in quotations, I don't know much about that young man there, or something like that. Apparently he just knows nothing. Like he just doesn't keep up to date with football at all, so he shouldn't even be there. We'd do a better job. I think the three of us would do a better job. Stick us with Stephanie Roach, the three of us and Stephanie Roach, and there's a panel. I bet that would be prime TV. Yeah,
absolutely. Because Richie fucking Sadler, right, is probably one of the he's just one of these guys that thinks he has a fantastic opinion every time he speaks, and then when he does, it's dumb. Like even his pre-tournament predictions, dark horses, Qatar, flops, the FIFA president. You're like, oh man, you are so fucking cool. You're so cool. Get him out. Like, get rid of him.
It's like if he got 3 wishes from a genie, he would wish for more wishes. It's like, I'm thinking outside the box. No, you're not. No, you're not.
Yeah, and all his kind of snide comments about that, like it's gesture politics, with the armband fiasco and in the lead up. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. So, like, it's so infuriating hearing him try and like talk condescendingly about these things, and you're like, if that was Liam Brady or any of the older lads, you're like, grand, they played World Cups, they're international players, they were like fat. Look, Liam Brady, like
I don't think Brady played a World Cup. Did he?
No,
I don't think Ireland ever qualified for the World Cup before 1990.
or in the Euros then. But like he played like European Cups and stuff. He was with like Sampdoria when they were class and stuff, right? At
Yeah,
least
I mean, Liam Brady was a quality player by all accounts.
Yeah.
By all
And
accounts.
your man, just
I wasn't
fuck
there,
off.
to be fair. Yeah, Sadler can fuck right off. He really can.
He reminds me of Brezzy.
Yeah, he do, you know what he does, and I don't want to give shit to Brezzy because I think, you know, he does advocate for like mental health and all that kind of stuff, but he is a bit fucking irritating, and so is Richie Sadler. You're right, they're really like they're the exact same kind of person. Just yeah, I think, Kieran, you said the word condescending, and that's it. Like, he tries to talk really intelligently, and really, I don't even know what the word is, but like about the politics of football, and be really clever and have these really well thought out ideas. But I don't know, just the fact that he is just some lad kind of makes the whole thing pointless. And I can't believe they keep getting this guy. I can't believe they have him and, like you said, Liam Brady and Didi Hamann. These kind of guys next to Richie Sadler. Like, Didi Hamann must be like, how the fuck did I end up here? How did I fall so far? Like,
well, in like Germany, I think, and Didi Hamann is regarded as like a clueless pundit who says like outrageous things.
Yeah.
But sure, and the same with Graham Souness. But sure, fucking the two of them, stick them on these Irish panels and they come off as like the most normal or boring people there.
It's true. Like, I thought Didi Hamann had like the reputation of like Matt Letizia, just like a bit cuckoo. So surprised to still see him there.
Yeah, he is widely disliked. But I mean, this guy played World Cups. This guy played World Cup finals and won Champions Leagues. Richie Sadler, I mean,
we all know where he got to.
Who did he even play for? Did he play for any team outside of Ireland? I have no idea.
I've no clue.
No.
Yeah, and even you know, the main presenters in RT are so fucking desperate as well. I don't even know their names, but
Dara Mooney.
Is he the guy? Was he the guy tonight? Yeah, he's desperate. They're all desperate. RT is just terrible, but at least we see the games for free, I suppose.
Do you know what? I just Googled to see who he actually played for, and this just makes it so much fucking worse for me.
Real Madrid, Bayern Munich.
His entire senior career was with Millwall.
Wow.
Fair play to him.
Yeah.
How many appearances does it say?
103 with 34 goals across a 8-year career. No,
wasn't
8-year career.
Mick McCarthy? Wasn't he long term played for Millwall as well?
Yeah,
and fucking Eamon Dunphy. Eamon Dunphy, I think, only played for Millwall in England. Hang on. Are we detecting a pattern here for pundits on Irish TV? Yeah, Dunphy had 274 appearances for Millwall.
I knew there was something about him.
That's a fair amount, in fairness.
There's a few more. Hang on. Who else played for fucking Millwall? That's on Irish television. Is this like a bit of a fucking conspiracy we're uncovering? No,
I don't think any of the Damien Duffs or Kevin Doyle's did.
Turns out Michael D. Higgins played for Millwall.
Oh my god!
Centre forward.
Apparently, he was Richard Sadler was going to get into the World Cup squad, the 2002 World Cup, but he got injured, and that's when up stepped none other than Clinton Morrison. So that worked out well.
Richie Sadler was never going to get into that squad. He's just taking the piss. Fuck's sake.
You never know. I did read something funny there earlier. Actually, this is a bit of a Republic of Ireland team, like 2002 team tangent, but the like the Italian players at Inter, or the players at Inter, like filed complaints of like concern when Robbie Keane like signed for Inter Milan, and he had them over for like, I guess, a housewarming or like a whatever when he first joined, because his fridge was like entirely empty except for beer, and they were like really worried that they'd signed like not who they thought he was, because they were obviously all like not drinking beer, I guess. But it's a side
Brilliant.
of Robbie Keane I'd never heard of.
Yeah. I'd say Robbie Keane is good crack, to be fair.
Yeah.
Hey, Kenny Cunningham, 136 appearances for Millwall.
Fucking hell.
Didn't
Well, Stephanie
expect
Roach.
that.
Did Stephanie? See who did Stephanie Roach play for?
Millwall women.
Millwall women, yeah. No, she played for Sunderland Ladies and Houston Dash
Oh yeah.
and Piedmont United.
Oh yeah. The good old P man.
Where she still plays, apparently. She's still playing. All right. I didn't know that.
Oh.
Good for her.
Speaking generally about the World Cup, do we think any differently about who might win? I think we all kind of said Argentina, Brazil beforehand.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I've changed my mind. Maybe France, but
France
I
look
don't
good.
yeah, France.
Argentina look good, I think, still.
Yeah.
I mean, we all know they lost to Saudi fucking Arabia in the opening match. But
Crazy.
even that game, they should have won that. It wasn't like they got handily beaten or anything. Like, so, and Messi in top form. Messi in top form counts for a lot. Sure, he'd win any game on his own. So I still back Argentina. To know about Brazil, actually, sure, they're not. I mean, I know they qualified easily, but like, they have a lot of injuries now. I think all their fullbacks are injured.
Despite them losing yesterday, I actually looked at their B team and thought that their B team is better than most other teams.
Oh yeah,
best team. It's nuts, like.
Yeah. That's definitely the advantage that England and Brazil have, is that they really have two teams. Argentina's team is good, but then you're looking at it too, and you're just like, how the fuck is a Brighton midfielder making it?
I know.
This squad?
There's a few players in that squad who were a bit like, oh, they must just do a job for the national team kind of thing, because they haven't been good at the club level. So
and maybe that's the key, isn't it? You know, England's problem has always been too many superstars until recently.
Sure, even Argentina recently, they were trying to fit like Aguero, Tevez, Higuain, Messi, all these lads into one team. Milito, they couldn't do it. Now they just now they're short on options, so it's just basically like, okay, well, we're going to do what we always should have done, which is just pass the ball to Messi and forget everything else.
Yeah. I've noticed there's an increase of like homegrown players in some of the South American sides too, which is unusual. Usually they're all in like Italy, Spain, some in England. But there was like lads for Flamengo playing for Brazil last night. Was it last night or whenever they played recently?
Yeah.
And there's a few homegrown Argentinians too, which maybe is a sign of the change in approach after their recent embarrassments, I guess.
Well, I also wonder, is there more of a market in domestic leagues from now, because maybe other countries are now producing good players that 20 years ago wouldn't have been. So instead of there being like, if an English team is like, we'll sign some great foreign player that we've scouted, they would have just signed like a fucking Italian or a Brazilian or whatever. But like now you could go off to Georgia or Romania or fucking Uzbekistan and get detailed scouting reports on lads.
That's true. And there's been changes to like visas, and like, you know, England, you can't have too many, and now it's non-EU. You can't have too many players either. So it's an interesting point, Flynn. Good observation.
Sometimes we talk about football.
Sometimes. Yeah, I don't know. I think last time I said Argentina on the podcast, and I said on like our group chat France, and I think I'm still swaying a bit more to France winning. I just think they've looked the most convincing. England close behind, but they'll have to face each other in the semi-final or the quarterfinal. Sorry, so only one will win. But the likes of Germany and Belgium, like,
oh god,
terrible shows,
fucking rancid, like worst I've ever seen Germany. Like, I don't remember a lot of them late 90s, early 2000s. When they were, by all accounts, they weren't even that good. Like, we remember Oliver Kahn and we remember Michael Ballack, but the rest of the squad, could you name any of them? Because I just been reading about them. People complaining about the current crop of players, saying they're the worst ever. And then someone chimed in and was like, it was worse in the 90s, early 2000s. People just remember Oliver Kahn and Michael Ballack and think they were great. But looking at the Germany team now, Jesus, they're fucking poor enough. And you go back to 2010 when they had a big hard reset and lads like Muller and Ozil came out of nowhere, Khedira, all these lads. And then you had like Lamb, Kroos, Schweinsteiger all coming into their prime. Like you knew for the future they had tons of potential. You look at them now, sure, Musiala, and that's it. Like literally, that's it. Every other player in that team, they're either washed or they're like journeymen or never were anything special. You've Serge Gnabry. I mean, fair enough, but like, come on, he's no great shakes. Anyway, fucking Musiala's their only hope for the future. Best of luck to the lad.
Yeah, it's very much like it's like nearly the same team that won the World Cup back in 2014.
It's the fucking corpses of Gundogan and lads, like
8 years ago, like fucking same defenders, Kroos in midfield.
Yeah,
just all these old lads, and
it's amazing that Thomas Muller back then we were like, he's going to shatter the goal scoring record in the World Cup because he's already like only a few goals away and he hasn't scored since like fucking the World Cup. They won the World Cup then.
Yeah. That was what I found anyway with Germany and with Belgium, is that so one-dimensional too. Like, I can't really remember many big European teams like that didn't have like a plan B on the bench when things weren't going to plan. Like Belgium the other night just looked wrecked. They just all looked like they had,
they're too
been
old,
running for 6 months, but that's it. As KDB said about himself.
Yeah.
Which,
what the fuck is he at?
But yeah, they, like you said it, Flynn, they've ruined their golden generation on a manager that got Wigan relegated.
Yeah, it's sad really because they had an incredible team. They had like some of the best players I've ever seen in my life playing football, and they flushed down the tubes. Like, they got nothing out of it other than they were ranked number one in the world for a year. Nothing to show for it. It's like, congratulations. Yeah. You won't get fucking Kevin De Bruyne or Eden Hazard or Vincent Kompany or kind of these lads again for a blue moon, like, and you bottled it. You wasted it. You should have fired Martinez years ago. How long has he been there? Fucking 8 years or something.
Yeah, he's had like 4 tournaments with them or something crazy like
you
that.
would think after you failed your first tournament with a squad like that, people would be like, okay, thanks, but you've got to go. No, they stuck with this clown. Like,
They stuck with a lot of other clowns too. Like, look at Lukaku. Like, the guy's lost.
I was just gonna say it. Like, Chelsea ruined that guy. Like, there was like talk, like he was a beast at Inter. He was a beast, and then he went to Chelsea, and those misses at the end of that Belgium game were, I think they were the one where he hit the post. Reminded me of do you remember when Torres went to Chelsea and he rounded the keeper at United and hit it wide? I actually thought Lukaku's one was worse than that, and that's probably one of the most famous sitters of all time. It was just, that guy is a shell. Like, he's done. He's done.
Finished.
Well, he's finished.
As bad as the misses were, at least he did. I mean, another day he could have finished them. Like, it's not like the rest of the team did nothing. Who was up front before he came on? Fucking Mertens or someone didn't do a fucking thing.
Yeah, but like they're banking on guys like that and Batshuayi.
Oh god, yeah, I know. Yeah,
where's he now? In the bin?
Yeah.
Oh, Turkey.
Not
Close
much
enough.
difference, yeah.
The football bin.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like maybe this is unpopular, but like I quite like him as a player. Actually, I do like him as a player, and he has some magical moments. But Kevin De Bruyne is a butler.
Oh God,
He
yeah.
he never shows up when the chips are down. He's
No,
bottled Champions Leagues and he's
that's
bottled
true.
tournaments like this.
That's very true. Even in Man City's best season when they hit 100 points, he wasn't there for that.
Yeah. A
You know.
nothing player.
It might be harsh, but like, the highlight reels, they're usually against the smaller teams.
He's a luxury player. Like, he reminds me of a less successful Mesut Ozil.
Mourinho was right. Cash in. Sell him to Wolfsburg.
No.
Cash in. And he looked at Salah as well, like, no, cash in.
Yeah, I think he got like a combined 7 million for them both.
Yeah.
Fucking.
Courtois,
Oh.
cash in. Oh, he's
So
gone,
look-
I think.
Yeah, it worked out for him. Yeah. And England is coming home, I suppose. We're all in
Well-
agreement on that.
Well, we have to be careful because we're recording this the day before England play, but it'll probably go out the day after England play. So we shouldn't dwell on this too much. I think they'll go through. But I mean,
Oh, yeah.
they might not. So.
There's no doubt. There's no
There's no
doubt.
doubt. There's no doubt.
No doubt.
There's no doubt.
They are a classy outfit.
Well, Marcus
What's happened?
Rashford, I thought he was shit. Why is he good now? What happened?
Southgate.
Good manager. Yeah.
Oof.
A manager that understands his needs. He
Southgate
needs
is
to play
what, yeah.
children.
Southgate is what Belgium wished Martinez was, because they kept giving Martinez chance after chance with none to show for it. Fucking Southgate, you can see a clear progression. They're improving all the time. They have a cohesive squad, harmony, playing well, good football, developing new talent. Southgate is the man. He's the man.
Yes.
They should stick with him no
boring.
matter what happens at this World Cup. They should
There's
stick
still
with him.
this thing like he's pragmatic and he's defensive and he's playing five at the back. It's like
Nah,
he's not
you
playing
gotta-
five at the back. He's playing 4-3-3. He's playing the formation that probably most people in football play. So what's the issue? Like he's playing three up front. I don't know.
All international football is conservative. You have to be. It always
Well, that's it.
favors. It always favors the more cautious, safety first approach. In the league, you can go balls out because over fucking 40 games or whatever, you got to scores. You got to go out to win as many games, and even if you don't win, it's okay because there's another game next week. Tournament football, do or die. Take it easy. Play it safe. Southgate is the man.
It was pretty funny there for that day when people thought Kane was injured, where it was like, maybe you should have brought Ivan Toney. Like, if Kane is injured and you've got Wilson, who's made of a fucking styrofoam,
Oh yeah.
maybe you should have brought Ivan Toney, but hasn't bit in the ass yet. It is annoying that he's got Madison and he doesn't play him, and he's got all these players who, I think a lot of people would play, but isn't playing them, and instead always plays Declan Rice, always plays fucking Grealish or Trippier.
Yeah.
And
Well, I
Ben
think
White's
it-
gone
I-
home for whatever reason, but
Yeah. I think it ties into that initial point though, isn't it? Is that it works. It's not pretty. Most of the time it's very like drawn out. But it gets results. Because like that midfield of Mount and Rice being there, Bellingham is a bit of fun, isn't he, to watch? But like it's not a nice midfield, but it is a midfield that gets results. And like it was probably the biggest brain move you've ever seen, where everyone thought that England had suddenly just gone to shit because they drew 0-0 with England. But in reality, he told the players to go out and play 60% and use that as the rest game because he knew the Wales game with the local rivalry could have been a bit more hotly contested, or they would have needed a result then. Like that's vision that you can't teach. Like if Pep Guardiola did that, they'd be foaming at the mouth. You know, no one gives them any credit.
Yeah, maybe so. Still don't think they'll win it, if I'm honest. But I think they'll get semis because it was fucking hell. I said we shouldn't talk about this too much, but presuming England get through tomorrow, they'll go against Argentina, and I think they could beat Argentina. But then I think they'll get stuck against France. I think they'd meet then probably. So
I wouldn't even begrudge England if they won the whole thing.
well, I wouldn't either. But
you know, it's time to let bygones be bygones. You know.
Oh, you mean you're talking about our history with England? Yeah, I don't care about that because I wasn't there, so it's fine.
Oh God. Is that what you wrote in your history exam?
Well, do you know when people go on about that? I'm like, but like you're talking about a grudge that your great grandfather had. Like, why do you have it?
Some grudge,
Yeah, to be passed down from generation to generation.
Jeez, they must have done something fucking awful.
The history and the politics aside, I mean, understandably that there's beef, but what I don't get, and I'll never understand it, is the people that will berate England now for the next few weeks or tomorrow about how shit they are, and yet 2 weeks time they'll pull on the United shirt and they'll say how great Rashford is. Like I just don't get that logic. I just couldn't do it.
Exactly.
You know?
I mean, I support an English team. You know, watch English TV. Let them have the World Cup. You know, they've waited long enough. They waited too long.
It's like a fair play award. You waited this long.
It's been a real World Cup of underdogs, though, hasn't it? I mean, the Saudi Arabia win against Argentina, South Korea getting through, fucking Morocco. Like, I can name one Moroccan player. Japan, exactly.
Spain and Germany.
I can name 2 Japanese players.
Name
them. Minamino and Tomiyasu.
They don't even play. You know, Japanese subs. That's brilliant.
Well, they're players.
Yeah, I know. But that's extensive football knowledge. That's what we need on the Put Them Under Pressure podcast.
Well, there you go. Yeah,
it's true. It's true, and there will be upsets. You know, it might not be this round. It might be the next round, but there will be upsets. I really feel that this is the tournament. They might not win it out, but there's going to be an emerging nation or a new nation that kind of, you know, like Croatia a few years back, or we just talked about them, like Belgium or Uruguay, and for that. Even though Uruguay, 2-time winners, not really emerging, but you know what I mean.
Well, I think Japan have Croatia in the knockout. I could see Japan beating Croatia.
Oh yeah,
based on what we've seen.
Oh yeah, we talk about fucking teams playing the squad they had years and years ago. Croatia, like old man Modric and Brozovic and these lads, Perisic. Come on, time to let go. Time to let bygones be bygones.
They get it done, though. They get it done.
Do they, though?
They get it done.
Old men get it done.
They're getting it done. Now, Croatia, in fairness to them, they're hard to beat. They're not pretty, but they're hard to beat.
You know, just speaking of Modric, slight deviation from topic, but I was thinking in the car today about Modric still going, and I was just thinking about Modric. No, but I was actually thinking about like Di Maria starting or not starting today, and I was thinking of that Real Madrid team of like the mid to late 2010s. Fucking hell! Like people talk about the Barcelona team of the late noughties. That Real Madrid team was like a real. That was insane when you think about it. Like whoever in goal, Casillas probably. I don't know. Marcelo, Ramos, Varane, Carvajal, and then a midfield of Luka Modric in his prime, Toni Kroos in his prime, Ronaldo in his prime, Benzema in his prime, Gareth Bale in his prime. Like they won, like was it 3 Champions Leagues they won in a row?
It was, yeah.
That was fucking insane.
Yeah.
People don't talk about that team enough, and had the likes of Di Maria in his prime before he went to wherever the fuck he went. Like
United
that was. Oh yeah, Jesus Christ!
And he
Like-
ruined his career.
for a holiday.
But that I don't know. It just hit me today. Like people talk about the Barcelona team, that Real Madrid team doesn't get half enough credit.
It's because they're in the shadow of that Barcelona team, no matter how much they try.
Yeah, and they
Mhm.
were not too long after like the Galacticos, the early noughties as well, and that's the thing.
Yeah,
So,
they didn't seem like
you know.
Galacticos at the time, really.
But they were.
And yeah,
hindsight.
in hindsight, fucking Modric and Benzema both winning Ballon d'Ors. That Barca team would still spank them though.
Yeah, it's just that unfortunate thing. It's a bit like City and Liverpool now. Real Madrid then are like the Liverpool now, where it's like no matter how good you are, there's just some poxy fuckers that are a little bit better.
I'd take Messi and the Millwall team over that Real Madrid team.
Well, look, the fact that Messi is 35 and is still like the one tactic Argentina have is crazy. I mean, the fact that he is still bossing the World Cup at
It's a good
35
tactic.
is just. That's it. That's all it is. It's like put Messi right in front of the box and give it to him and see what happens.
That's the
It's-
thing. It's,
yeah.
it's really hard to explain him too, because
Yeah.
he does it all, and it's just even the goal today against Australia. Yeah, okay, you watch the replay. You're like, okay, he lined it up, but like the ball just came to him fast. He just buried it. Like
he
outside
seems,
the box.
he seems to think and react just faster than any other footballer.
Yeah.
And he always, like, to mark him, you need three men. Like when he has the ball, it's like you've had 3 red cards on your team because you have to put 3 men on him instantly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And to be like, like you think of in your school, like the very, very best sports person in your school probably wasn't good enough to become a professional athlete. So these guys who are playing for like Australia are the best of the best. Like they are the absolute prime athletes. And Messi is like 10 stages above them,
Yeah.
like, to the point.
Mhm.
Like it's superhuman. That guy, like, when's he going to retire? He could have another World
Never.
Cup in him
Never. Keep going. I
because he
hope
could
never
just
retires.
he could just sit in the middle of the pitch
Yeah.
and just fucking spray balls anywhere. Like,
I know. It's like,
ridiculous.
right, he plays so well because he can sprint and burst past people. But if he just stood in the middle of the park, collected the ball and just sprayed the ball out, he'd do it better than anyone
Yeah.
ever did it. Like,
Yeah, because he was done for pace a few times today.
Yeah.
He still won the game for them. Like,
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's do
So, Messi, I think with that goal today has gone above Maradona in like, I don't know, is it the all-time Argentinian goal scorer or World Cup goal scorer? He's got ahead of him anyway. So I wanted to see how you guys might get on trying to name some of the top World Cup goal scorers.
Jesus.
It's hard because obviously a lot of
Okay.
them like fucking were decades ago.
Yeah.
But I'd just be interested to throw out some names and see where they rank. So it's a little funny because obviously, like, if someone has scored, we'll say 9 goals, it looks like there's about 10 people have scored 9 goals.
Okay.
So they're like joint 14th. And then there's a few have scored 10.
Right.
There's 2 have scored 11. And then from then on, it's, the top 5. But like,
Okay.
like just throw out a name. I'll see if it's there.
I'll tell you one is Just Fontaine.
Just Fontaine. Great answer. I was actually looking at that because
Yeah.
Fontaine.
Fontaine, he's number 4.
Yeah,
Would
and
you
he only
believe?
played one. He only played one World Cup.
I was looking at it. He only was, because I was thinking that this was incorrect. It says he's played 6 games and he scored 13 goals.
And I think he scored a shitload in like the third place playoff or something.
Wow.
I think that's what happened. I think he might have scored 6 or something like that.
I was just Googling him because I was like, I've never even heard of this guy. But
I
yeah,
know.
so he is a 2.17 goals per game ratio.
He's a bit of a
At
like
the
a,
World Cup.
yeah, he's a bit of a pub trivia like quiz kind of name. Comes up kind of in
Yeah.
questions like that.
Because there's another one too. I don't know the name, but it was from the 1966 World Cup. Like, was it Hungary? There's a fella
Well,
who
I
played
know.
like North Korea and scored like 8 goals or some shit.
Was it Sandor Kosic or Kovacs or something? Kozics? No?
That rings a bell. Is he there, Andy?
Adrian?
Oh, sorry, I was muted. He's not coming up on my screen.
All right.
I can see Tichy. Is
Doesn't ring a
good?
bell.
He's Hungarian. He played 8 games and scored 7 goals. And oh yes, say that name again.
Is it Sandor Kosic?
Yeah, he's joined 6th, and he played 5 games and scored 11 goals.
And out.
There you go.
Who are these fucking people? Say Haaland is good. Like fuck.
The Hungarians in the 50s were a different breed.
Do you know the top scorer?
Closer.
Yeah, Miroslav.
Yeah.
Which is amazing. Yeah, he wasn't even that good at club level. Like,
I know, only by 1. Do you know who's second? Another famous name.
Is it Messi? Oh, Ronaldo, Brazilian
Ronaldo. Yeah, Brazilian Ronaldo. Kieran, you said Pele. He's 5th.
Yeah.
He's 5th.
Huh.
Yeah.
How many goals?
12 and 14.
Nothing.
Number 3, you might not get, but a German.
Muller?
It is Muller. Sorry, Jared Muller.
Jared
not
Muller,
Thomas
yeah.
Yeah. So 14 and 13 games. So
sure, what happened in that other game?
After
that, like, it's funny how far down certain players are. I mean, Messi now, let me just check Messi. So Messi is now joint 14th with 9 goals. 1 ahead of Portuguese Ronaldo. But even players like, I don't know, players that I thought would be a lot higher, like Ronaldo. Gary Lineker is joint 8th.
Wow.
There's lots said about him.
Oh, yeah. He played he played like, was it 2 or 3 World Cups though? Or maybe it was. He played a lot of tournaments.
Yeah, he was top scorer in 1 anyway. In 86, I think.
Yeah. I think what's most impressive is that Klose actually didn't have any penalties. None of his goals were penalties. Which is crazy. If a player can manage 6 goals in a World Cup, he will be in the top. He'll be joint 40th. So
I'd say Mbappe.
Mbappe will eventually.
He's got a few goals already this tournament.
Yeah, he's joined 32nd with 7. So he could fly up the table. I mean, like, Harry Kane is joined 40th, but half of his goals were penalties.
But
I think he has the most penalties.
Mbappe probably has 3 World Cups left in him.
Yeah.
I mean, we never know what'll happen, but like, I'd say he'll be up there.
And France always qualify too. That's the thing.
Yeah.
They're always there.
And you were saying earlier about Thomas Muller because he's joined 8th as well. So he had 10 goals. So he needed 6 more.
Mad, really.
Yeah.
It's like a lot lower than you think, isn't it? Like all these players that you're listing out, like even Messi, like it's not a lot when you look at like his fucking, wasn't it like his 1000th game today and he scored like 1100 goals and assists or some shit?
Yeah.
So like it just feels like such a small number next to Messi, like a shirt number.
Yeah, like he's played 24 games in the World Cup and he's scored 9 goals. So it's not amazing, really, is it? Considering you think that he dragged them to a World Cup final in 2014 and he's dragging them through this one as well.
Yeah,
kind of shows he's an all-rounder, isn't he?
He is, unlike Cristiano Ronaldo, who's ruined his career and his legacy, and everything else.
About to ruin the Middle East too.
Yeah, well, he's gone ahead of Ronaldo now in the scoring charts for the World Cup. Mr. Nothing, Mr. Piers Morgan sucks his dick.
Rolls off the tongue like his dick.
Did you watch that interview?
No.
Yeah,
I did. Yeah, I watched all of it. It was desperate.
it was cringe.
He literally talks about himself. Number one, in the third person, and number two, like he mentions, it's like it's clang after clang after clang. Like I'm the biggest star in the Premier League. I'm the most paid player in the Premier League. I'm the best player at Man United. I've done this. I've done that. It's like, God, like this guy loves himself. I know he comes across like he loves himself, but he genuinely loves himself. It's insane. Like,
Yeah, that what we saw recorded there with none other than the scum of the earth, Piers Morgan, was the closest thing we'll see to like a recorded adult tantrum. Like it was as if he got so boiled up inside himself that he just sat down for an hour and a half and rattled off things that he was unhappy with, which to him were probably really important, but to the average person, like who gives a fuck? Like who cares? Like when you saw that quote in writing about they haven't changed the saunas, like that's like Marie Antoinette style quote. Like let them eat cake type shit, you know? Like, oh boo, you have one in your house, use that one. Yeah, I mean, what little reputation I had left for him has gone into the negative. I can say that.
yeah, all the United fans advocating this guy for years.
Yeah,
Should
they
hang
have
your heads in shame.
egg on face there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sue.
They're cut from the same cloth.
Sue. Go sue yourself.
Saudi Arabia. That's what you'll be playing.
Yeah. I think the Messi Ronaldo debate is well and truly over anyway after that. He hasn't even done anything this World Cup, has he? Ronaldo.
He tried to steal a goal from Bruno.
Claimed a goal.
Texted Piers Morgan, I swear I touched that ball.
Oh my god.
What?
He actually did.
What a
Like,
wanker.
no, like I don't mean he actually touched the ball. I mean he actually texted Piers.
He actually texted him, yeah. I know.
Fucking hell.
Desperate stuff.
He
Reminds me of Conor
lost all his
McGregor.
yes men. Yeah, lost all his yes men, and now he's like finding new ones that are not good for him. We have Alex Jones next.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's like Kanye.
I don't know who Alex Jones is.
You're better off.
Yeah, honestly, savor that.
I'm gonna check.
Oh, your fucking newsfeed and your YouTube is gonna be ruined now.
Almost as badly as Mike has fucked up mine, sending these links to what's his name again?
Yeah.
Alex
Tate.
Andrew Tate.
Andrew
I was
Tate.
going to say Alex Hunter, the FIFA fucking pro.
He probably has that too in his search. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
How to get good at Ultimate Team.
I did want to check if you guys would manage to name any. So I only have top 5 for most assists in the FIFA World Cup.
Wow.
2 of them I've never heard of. 3 of them I have.
Most assists. Well, I think they only track assists going back to 1966.
Okay.
Well,
I will say none of them are currently playing. I don't
Okay.
think. I've certainly never heard of them if they are.
Rivaldo.
No.
Maradona.
Yeah, Maradona is second with 8, which is pretty good considering he was up there in the goal scoring as well.
I didn't even mention him for the goal scoring. Fucking hell.
Oh yes, sorry. So Maradona was joint with Messi. So, fuck.
Like 8 or 9.
All my research. Oh yeah, he was joint 24th with 8. So him and Ronaldo and Messi and Rivaldo actually were all the same up until today when Messi went one higher. So Maradona is second.
Petit. Emmanuel Petit.
No. One is Italian. Maybe I'll give you that.
He's Italian.
Pieri.
No.
Baggio.
Wow. Fuck. Pirlo.
Yeah. No, I thought you'd say Pirlo as well. It's actually Totti.
Wow. Fair play to him.
Really?
Yeah,
He's better than Zidane.
He's got 6 in 11. Yeah, Zidane doesn't feature. I'll just give you the 2 that I don't know. So there's a guy called Leto for Poland, who got
Lato?
7.
No, never heard of him.
Lato? Lato?
No.
And Litbarski for West Germany got 7 as well. Never heard of him.
No.
The top. If I give you the nationality for the top one, you'll probably get it. So I won't. But
The
he's a
top assists?
yeah, he's a very famous footballer who no longer plays.
Eusebio.
It's not Eusebio. Kieran, what did you say?
Pele.
It is Pele.
Oh, for
Yeah.
fuck's sake, yeah, I overthought it.
He
Yeah.
got 10 assists in 14 games, but it's impressive because he's also the 5th top goal scorer of all time. So he's the 5th top goal scorer of all time in the World Cup, and he's the 2nd most assist in the World Cup. So he did pretty well.
And they wouldn't have even
Yeah.
had his stats from his first World Cup in 58.
Oh, so well, it says he played 14 matches and got 10 assists and 12 goals. So in 14 games, he had 22 goal contributions, which is pretty fun.
Not bad. I hear he's on the way out.
I was gonna say, yeah, he's in
Yeah.
hospital at the minute.
Yeah,
Be a
You
real
know, yeah.
unlucky.
storyline.
We-
Brazil win. And
Yeah.
he is dead before it.
God, yeah. Well, then they'll be motivated to play. But
True.
I think when he dies, the conversation will turn a bit to reasserting him as the best player of all time. Because in the past, I'd say 15 years, there's been a lot of Pele slander. A lot of like, oh, he did it in Brazil, he did it in the MLS or whatever. It doesn't really count. Come on now. The fella is the greatest player of all time. And this Maradona stuff, chuck it in the bin. People say, oh, Maradona carried the fucking... You know why people think Maradona was better was because people saw Maradona play on live TV in colour. They watched it when it was like a more global sport. The way people think Premier League today, players today, like fucking De Bruyne or whoever, are the best ever, with no memory of like the 90s or before that. It's fucking television propaganda.
Yeah, it's true. It's also like a kind of bias to where we're located too. You know, there's all the big. I suppose England have had more of a history and more of a connection with Argentina, so Maradona's more in the conversation.
Yeah,
the hand
sure,
of God stuff too.
Sure, even look at fucking Maradona's club career. Fella, you want to talk about Pele's club career and his 1,000 goals, which don't count. Fucking Maradona, he went to Napoli and won the league, fair enough. Apart from that, what did he do? Sweet fuck all is what he did.
But the thing is as well, and this is a crucial part of the conversation that I think that people conveniently or either don't know take from it, is that in his heyday, the 60s and the 70s, and I suppose the late 50s too, but the 60s especially, like people saying, well, he did it in Brazil. Football in England was fucking trash.
Exactly. Exactly.
Football in Europe was non-existent. Like it was actually only South America at that time that kind of has like the real quality. And what backs that up is that they won like 2 World Cups in a row, back-to-back World Cups at that very time, which is usually a good representation of, you know, the quality at that point. So
yeah, they'd fucking fly over from these leagues that people don't rate, and they'd fucking teach the Europeans how to play football.
Like that's the thing. Pele didn't play like competitive matches against European teams, but Santos played exhibition matches against all of the European teams, and he smashed goals past them.
Yeah,
like just because the game is different now, where every single kick of the ball is notated. It wasn't then, but like Santos used to come, and they were like the Harlem Globetrotters for Europe. Anyway, hope he gets better.
Yeah, well,
yeah, he won't, but we can hope.
We can hope.
So those are my World Cup facts. Took me hours, but there we go. Yep, translated to about 15 minutes.
Great stuff.
What I do have is I've got 3 quick hot takes, and then I'm done.
Okay.
Right?
Cool. All right, let's do it.
Again, don't at me, people. I didn't come up with these. Foden is the only genuine Ballon d'Or candidate in the England squad.
No.
So I
Nah.
figured you'd say that. When you say no, is that because there's more, or because he's not a Ballon d'Or candidate?
There are others, and he's not one of them.
To the point.
He's probably going to win the Premier League though.
There's fucking 20 lads a year win the Premier League.
Mm. What about in the
Yeah.
next 5 years? Is he the only genuine
No.
candidate who might win it?
No, he's not even like he's what 22 or 23 now. Mbappe is the same age as him, and Haaland is younger than him. He's nowhere near them. Never mind who's coming down the line. Like there could be anyone who's 16 years old at the moment. No, not a chance. Not a fucking hope in hell.
Yeah, and I think that all it takes is someone like Kane.
Yeah.
To like just break a goal scoring record, which he can do, and that they kind of is they're already favoured towards forwards, aren't they? For the Ballon d'Or, and like his position, Foden's position is unfavourable too. Like it was a massive shock when Modric won it. So
yeah. So who do you think, if you think that there are candidates in the England squad, who
Saka.
do you think?
Mark Gay.
Apart from Saka, anyone else?
Mark
Let's
Gay.
have a think here. Bellingham, maybe.
Who did you say, Kieran?
Sure. Mark Gay.
Oh,
He's currently not in the England squad, but he will be.
okay. All right.
Palace centre back.
Noted. Yeah.
Chalk that one down.
Honestly, even Kane, yeah. Kane could win one. Kane is as good as fucking Benzema, if not better. Fucking Benzema winning a Ballon d'Or for doing fuck all.
Kane is as
Kane is
good
what
as Benzema.
people think Benzema is, you know.
I'd have Kane over Benzema any day of the week.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a hot
Massive
take. That's a hot take.
I'd
write that down.
I'd have him over him any day of the week.
Is that
Like-
just because you see him more though?
I've seen fucking Benzema play enough over the past 20 years.
I know,
Or however long he's been around.
but he's only won about 6 Champions Leagues as well, and Harry Kane has won diddly squat. Like,
You put Harry Kane in the same position, and he does more. Like he's playing for Tottenham. Like,
yeah. I'm finding it hard to disagree, but I still think you're wrong somehow. You know.
Harry Kane, who has to
Kane for
drop
Spurs
into
is like-
midfield, he has to come deep
Yeah.
back to the fucking he has to come to his own 6-yard box, collect the ball, start attacks to make sure he gets the ball at the end, and then just finishes from like 30 yards.
Yeah. He basically has to do what like Hakimi does for Morocco. Just play everywhere.
Yeah.
Oh, I can name 2 Moroccan players. I can name 2.
Yeah.
I just realized.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Yeah. Okay. Right. This one, I didn't write this one down properly, but the general gist is that Arsenal won't win the league because of this World Cup, and I think the general thing was like because of fatigue, because of losing momentum and potential injury.
Could happen because fucking Jesus is injured now. He's out till January. Yeah, he's out till January now.
Yeah.
He's left the squad. Martinelli, like Brazil could go all the way. If he has to play like one injury to Vinicius or whatever, he should be starting ahead of Vinicius, but that's another matter. Like he'll be playing a lot more. And who else? Partey's coming home. He's coming home. Xhaka is still there. Fucking hell, yeah. One injury to Xhaka now. Season's fucked. Jesus, if he's out for longer than January, season is fucked. Ben White, God only knows what's going on there. Yeah, not great. The only thing keeping my chin up is that Man City players are also there, and they're also playing a shitload of football.
Yeah, that's what I would be swayed with too. Is that the schedule immediately after the World Cup for both Arsenal and City isn't brilliant, but I think it will impact City a bit more because they got so much more players. Something like 34% more minutes played by City players in this World Cup than the next team, which is like Spurs. Like that's good. It has to take its toll, right? It has to.
Yeah, I think so.
Come on, Ears.
Yeah. I mean, we're all rooting for you.
Yeah.
Yay.
All right. Last one is from our very own Michael O'Driscoll. And he said, I'll quote it. The Premier League is actually shit, except for like the first 8 weeks and the last 2 weeks. World Cup is awesome. Discuss. You know, I kind of, I don't mind starting it off because I'm not sure I agree, but what I do like is the constant football. Like if a Premier League match week was spread out from like Wednesday to Sunday, I'd be like all about it.
That's not a bad idea.
It's like COVID though. Remember when we had that? It was like 2 games a day across the week. Like you'd have games running.
Yeah, it'd be hard too, because like, what if you're the team that plays on fucking Tuesday evening or whatever, and you can't play on the weekend previously or whatever because it's too close. So then you have to wait till you'd always be on Tuesday, like, and the teams eventually you have to play the team that played on Monday. So what's going to happen then?
Yeah, I know. It's not possible, but I don't know. What do you think about his general point?
I wouldn't say it's
World
shit.
Cup is better than the Premier League.
I wouldn't say Premier League is shit in between, but it's definitely most interesting at the start and at the end.
Yeah. That's what I'd have to agree on. I'm a bit hot on this because I disagree fully. I think it's recency bias. I think there is nothing more unique than the World Cup, and we only usually have it in the summer when it's like filler for the off season. This is unique because it's slap bang in the middle of a season and kind of a bit dreary the last couple of games coming into the World Cup because certain players were like playing less, or there was less intensity because they knew this was coming. But I think that the second we get into the later stages of the cup and there's gaps again between the games, and then when it finishes and that first like Stephen's Day round of Premier League fixtures come, you're going to be like, thank God it's back. Because I think the only real appeal to the World Cup, the Euros doesn't have it, is the World Cup, is that there's just a bit more of an even playing field. And you see some mad shit happen in the first 2 games with some random countries, which you'd never get in the Premier League because it's very organized and disciplined in comparison. With the knockout, like cup versus league, you know, people like the third round of the FA Cup because Bradford might beat Chelsea. It's kind of like that, but that's not sustainable. And the Premier League is elite, and the World Cup is just, you know, kind of glad the World Cup is every 4 years because you just have that, you know, hype for it, and then it goes away. Like international football is shit. Like, let's be honest, that's crap. World Cups are good.
Yeah. Okay.
Is that too hot?
No, that's just right. like was it the Mother Bears porridge? Was it the Bears? Was it the Bears had the porridge?
The 3 bears. Yeah.
It was.
Yeah,
Yes.
the 3 bears.
The Bears had the porridge.
And was it the dads was too hot and the moms was too cold, so the kids was just right, or was it? Can't remember.
Well, maybe because the kid's bed was just right because the adult ones were too big or too lumpy. Kids won't fit, so probably follow that theme.
I mean, I know in this story, like bears, they have houses and they make food and whatever. But like, who eats cold porridge?
Like, oh yeah, no. But people eat
slow oats, right?
Are they?
They're cold, aren't they? If you leave them overnight.
Would you ever eat cold beans?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fucking gross to me, man.
Yeah,
it's not great.
Baked beans or just any kind of bean. Oh,
cold
baked beans, forget it. No, not
like
a chance.
Open the can with a spoon.
Fuck no, that's like Fallout stuff.
Well, not preferably, but like you would take a spoon, right?
No,
you would, right?
Fuck no.
You know what I thought the other day, which was such a weird thought. Imagine if you spat into a glass, right?
Okay.
Like a decent amount, a good bit of spit into a glass so that you could get it back out, right? Would you ever drink that back? Like,
would I ever drink it back?
As in, if so, for like, let's just put a scenario. 3 of us are there. and I said, Flynn, spit into that glass, and you spat into the glass, and I said, now drink it, you'd probably say no.
Well, I'd be like, what'll you give me?
Yeah, exactly. But you wouldn't voluntarily do it. The thought of it, to me, like a bit of my spit in a glass and trying to like drink it back out makes me feel a little sick, right?
Well,
but I don't know why, because there's spit in my mouth all the time. So
honest,
there's nothing disgusting about it, but the thought of trying to drink my own spit or put it back in my mouth is so revolting, and I can't figure out why.
To be honest, I don't feel that way.
Oh, I've lost you.
Yeah, like I mean, I wouldn't do it, but I'd also wouldn't think it's disgusting.
Fair enough. Maybe I'm just sensitive.
But like, I think the real question is that why are you thinking about that? Is everything okay?
It was someone talking about backwashing being disgusting, and someone was like,
right.
but sure, it's my own spit, so who cares? And I was like, that's true, but also, would I drink my own spit? Absolutely not. And then I was thinking, but sure, it's just, I've got my spit in my mouth right now, so what's the difference? Yeah.
But like was that like a school rumor, or is that actually true when they say that like your drink is like mostly backwash at the end?
Oh, that's bollocks. Yeah, there's no way.
It has to be, right?
Yeah, no way. No.
There'd be some.
No,
right?
like if you got to the end of a bottle of Coke and it was mostly spit, it would just be like translucent. Yeah, no, that's total nonsense. You're 31. How do you still believe that?
Don't believe it. I always had my doubts, but like, I mean, I've seen no science. Like,
your doubts. Do you still have your doubts about Santa? Like,
well, prove me he's not real.
I was watching the movie Gremlins the other day. Do you know that movie?
Yeah.
Do you remember in that movie, the girl in it tells a story about her dad dressing up as Santa Claus, and he gets stuck in the chimney and he dies, and that's how she finds out Santa Claus isn't real, right?
No.
Apparently, when the movie came out, because it was like a kids movie, advertised as a kids movie, people went fucking ballistic because there was a scene where they said Santa Claus isn't real.
And it was kind of a kids movie, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
It didn't end up being a kids movie, really, did it?
I guess not really. It's fairly violent, actually. And the second one, I watched the second one as well, and I like that. They're both weird movies.
Yeah. It was a different time.
It was a different time, is right.
I was just checking. The next time we're scheduled to record is the day before the World Cup final. Is that a bit mad?
We'll do it after the final.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, after.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that'll also be our Christmas episode.
Oh yeah.
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 It's always a good one.
Yeah. Get writing your list now and send them in.
Read them out. Michael O'Driscoll has asked Santi for 10,000 Ultimate Team FIFA coins.
Or for a Portuguese striker. No. Bring him home.
A bit of luck in the sweepstake, maybe.
Yeah.
Don't forget to subscribe and click that bell and comment below what you want for Christmas.
That's very good, actually.
Wasn't it? Wasn't that good? Yeah, that was on the fly.
Yeah. I've recorded like 10 years now and still can't get it right, so fair play.
Yeah.
Do you know what I was thinking the other day is imagine trying to read out ads for sponsorship. I'd say that's a nightmare. Because I actually looked up some of the ads and it's like I use NordVPN every day for, secure fucking whatever NordVPN does and blah, 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 blah. Like imagine trying to sell a product that you're like MeUndies and all this shit.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God. Yeah, I'd hate it.
Sellouts.
Yeah.
We never do it.
We will never sell out.
Yeah.
Never. Because no one
But we're
wants
open to offers
buy.
too. We're open to offers.
I will
never
not
say never.
compromise.
It's true.
Next
Lose our identity.
episode, we're just sponsored by the state of Qatar.
Yeah.
That's it. Visit Azerbaijan.
Yeah, inshallah, brother.
Yeah, and like the cringy segues they do too, where like maybe it's a topic somewhat related to the internet, and they say, oh, and if you're having internet issues, try NordVPN. The first 30 days is free. Ugh. But like, I mean, it obviously works because we know them. Like, you can list them off.
I appreciate YouTube videos where they, you can make chapters on the timeline now. I appreciate the ones that
Yes.
make like a chapter of the ad, so you just can skip straight past it.
Absolutely, yeah.
We should do chapters ourselves on our videos.
Yeah, shy talk.
Chapter 1, end.
Yeah.
General chit chat. But yeah, no, that's good. We'll come back after the World Cup final. We'll be basking in Southgate's glory. Like, can you imagine that? Like, England are going to win the World Cup, and a couple of weeks later, we can be tucking into Christmas dinner. Jesus, what a time to be alive.
We should swap out the Christmas dinner for beef Wellington and Yorkshire puddings. And toad in the hole.
It's probably like a curry now, though. It's the traditional English dish, isn't it? Yeah, I think it's the national dish now.
What is tikka masala?
Above fish and chips now, yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Which is fine. Quite like that.
PC Brigade gone mad.
Nice. That's a good thing.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, I'm not complaining about it. I genuinely think it's a good thing.
Doing a Kanye.
Yeah, but I also like...
I hate curries.
I don't want curry for Christmas dinner, like, no matter what.
I do want turkey curry for Stephen's Day.
Yeah, same.
Oh, God.
No, the day after.
Telling me that they went to someone's house recently, like they were just calling up for dinner or something, and they were like, yeah, they made a curry. I thought that was so strange. I just felt like people usually play it safe, like when they're having people over for dinner, and like curry, people can be funny about spices and yeah.
Well, to be honest, if it was out of a jar, it was probably so fucking bland that a farmer in West Cork could eat it.
Well, I have no idea if it was out of a jar. I won't speculate, but I just felt like if I went to someone's house and they gave me a curry, I'd be just a little taken aback. That's all.
I'd love that. Fucking make it away there. I'll be over tomorrow, Adrian.
No, you're not invited.
Right, fine.
Oh.
Sorry.
Only curry for Mo.
Yeah.
Oh, Mo can go fuck himself.
Yeah, you should probably tell the public about the vicious animal you keep within your house.
Very quickly, I was walking Mo today, and I was with Kieran, and Kieran bumped into a friend of his. And his friend has a little like cyclops bulldog, basically. Like the dog only has one eye, like really small, chubby little bulldog. Is it a French bulldog? I think
So. Yeah,
small one, not like a pit bull or anything like that. Like a little fucking pug, nearly. And Mo was pretty antsy and went over, and I was like, he's just sniffing him. And then Mo fucking bit the shit out of him.
Wow.
Like, nah, Mo.
Wow.
I mean, it was one bite. He didn't get him bad. There was no blood drawn or anything. But we had just been saying how, like, he's generally very good. Like, I would never say an animal will never bite because I don't know. And yeah, I was like, I'm so sorry. It was just so embarrassing. I was like, why would you do that? Like, why would the dog, like, the dog was so chill, and then he just fucking bit him. I was like, you've really gone down in my estimation. So
it was a dick move. Yeah.
Total dick move. Yeah, it was just more embarrassing than anything.
Well, I was thinking this afterwards. I was like, well, at least it wasn't either of my kids. So there's that.
Absolutely, yeah. And that's the thing, like, I don't think he ever would with a human, but like now, like, I didn't think he ever would with an animal. So it's like, I don't fucking know anymore. I don't know what to believe.
Yeah.
It's like if you introduced Ollie to like a school friend and Ollie just slapped him. Like, it was literally that vibe. Like, go over and say hi to that dog.
Character.
Oh, you bit him.
Yeah.
Wow, weird. Like,
but he's usually so chill. Like,
so
nothing
chill
would bother him.
Yeah.
And then that was just, I don't know. We saw a different side of Mo today.
Yeah.
A different side.
Well, he's sleeping soundly anyway, so it didn't get to him. Dickhead.
He's like, I got him.
Yeah. All right.
Bad
Leave
shit.
it there.
Yeah, we'll leave it there on that note.
Yeah.
Okay.
My dog's a dick.
It's coming
All
home.
right. It's coming home.
Alice.
Viva Argentina.
And whatever the Brazilian thing is.
Vamos.
You've been listening to the Put 'em Under Pressure podcast. To keep up to date with all of our content, give us a follow on Spotify, YouTube, and Facebook. Outro music. Boom.
That was good.
That was good, yeah?
Yeah.
Well, Mike.
We'll prepare and we'll go and we'll do our best. We'll put them under pressure.